Previously, we talked all about communication for cancer prevention. But of course, we are also often encounter challenges when communicating with cancer survivors. In this class, we will talk about tips for communicating about diet and lifestyle. What is so different about communicating with cancer survivors? Aren't we telling them basically the same things as we are the general public when we talk about cancer prevention? Well, no. In fact, there are fundamental differences between the two. First of all, a different strategy is needed. The main challenge for cancer prevention communication is getting the attention of the general public. In many cases, you will encounter people who have no interest in your messages. This is not the case for communication with cancer survivors. Once cancer comes knocking on your door, there is a sudden understanding as well as urgency. Cancer is no longer an abstract possibility. After diagnosis, people want to know as much as possible about what they can do with best chances of a good outcome. They are interested in what they have themselves can do and what is more in your own control than what you eat. The problem that we have in this situation is that the evidence for the role of diet and lifestyle after a cancer diagnosis is still very limited. The evidence currently available is not yet a foundation for creating specific dietary and lifestyle recommendations for all cancer survivors, let alone for survivors of a specific type of cancer. Much more research is urgently needed, especially now that the group of cancer survivors is growing. And please note, cancer survivors mean all people from the moment they were diagnosed with cancer onwards, regardless of whether they have finished treatment or not. So, what can we tell cancer survivors at this moment about diet and lifestyle? How can communication help? And what is the best way to communicate with people whose lives have been profoundly impacted by cancer? To recap, unlike with cancer prevention communication, you already have the attention and interest of the target audience. Instead, the challenge is to be as clear as possible about what is known and unknown, to manage expectations and to deal with strong emotions while trying to help people as best as possible. I have a few tips for you to consider when communicating about diet and lifestyle with cancer survivors. Be aware of the limitations of scientific evidence for diet and lifestyle in cancer survivors. Scientific evidence clarifying the role of diet and lifestyle after diagnosis is limited. Work closely with experts that have developed essential knowledge while treating and helping cancer survivors, such as oncology dietitians. Supplement evidence based practice with transparent about the work method so that people understand where you are coming from. Be nuanced and clear in your messages. Be honest about the limitations of the available scientific evidence on diet and lifestyle that after diagnosis, and put matters into perspective. Are there only a few animal studies conducted on a subject? Make clear that the evidence is very limited and that the findings of such studies cannot be translated to humans just like that. Be aware of the sensitivity of message. When communicating about cancer prevention, you can be bold and enthusiastic in an attempt to engage the general public and capture their attention in communication to the patient or former patient. You should tone it down. Realize that these people are dealing or have dealt with life changing experiences. That brings us to tip 4: be empathetic. Acknowledge the experiences and challenges of cancer survivors and their loved ones. Realize that the impact of those experiences can last for a very long time, even long after the patient has recovered from cancer and its treatment. Always be professional in your communication, but do not forget the personal touch. Do not give false hope, but be positive. Communicate in a positive and uplifting tone while being sensitive and empathetic. Be careful not to give false hope. And very important tip 6, which is more of a rule. Unless you are the health professional treating the patient, do not give the impression of providing personal medical advice. If your communication to cancer survivors is based on general information applicable to groups of people, make sure you are clear about that. Refer people to their health professionals for proper medical care, such as their oncologist or oncology dietitian for personal medical advice. With these tips, you as a health professional have a basic foundation for communication about diet and lifestyle with people already affected by cancer. As more and more research is being conducted on the role of diet and lifestyle after cancer diagnosis, we look forward to being able to provide cancer survivors with more specific and tailored advice in the future so that we can helpfully improve survival rates and quality of life and decrease the risk of another cancer diagnosis. Thank you.